Young David watched his father's sheep. He cared for every lamb. He worshiped God and played his harp. He loved the great I Am.
Dear son, come over here. I have a job for you.
Yes, Father?
Take this bread, roasted grain, and cheese to your brothers and the other men. They are needing to be fed. They are over there warring with the Philistines. Please tell them that we care.
Okay, Father, I will do that.
When finally he reached the camp, both armies stood their ground. He heard the war cry loud and clear.
Ah!
It was a very scary sound.
I have brought you cheese, grain, and bread. Our Father wants you to know that we care.
Just then, a booming voice rang out.
Ah!
It sounded loud and gruff. The voice came from a 9-foot man.
And the Philistines said, I defy the ranks of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all Israel heard these words of the Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid.
Young David watched the Philistine. He listened to his words.
Whoever tries to conquer me, I will feed to the birds.
His words made David really mad. He longed to fight the man. I'll beat that giant, David thought. With God, I know I can.
What shall be done for the man who kills this Philistine and takes away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?
Hey kid, what are you doing here?
I need to speak to the king.
When Saul got news of David's words, he said,
You are just a lad. This man's been fighting his whole life. He's big, mean, and bad.
And David said, The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine.
I know I can do it. The Lord will help me. I have killed the wild animals before. He's helped me before, and he'll help me again.
All right. Okay, I trust these words of yours. Take my cloak of armor.
This thing is too heavy. I cannot wear this.
He took the coat of armor off and gave it back to Saul. So David went down to the stream. He dug down in the sand, and one by one he found 5 stones. He clenched them in his hand. Then David stood and grabbed his sling and headed for the fight. The giant mocked and laughed at him and cursed him left and right.
You come with sword and spear. I come with God.
Then all at once he ran. He charged right at the Philistine. The giant charged right back. Then David flung a little stone and started his attack. The stone moved swiftly through the air and struck the giant's head. That's when it happened. Boom! Kersplat! The giant fell down dead. The Philistines were very scared. They all began to run. With sling and stone and God's great hand, the battle had been won.
So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and struck the Philistine and killed him. There was no sword in the hand of David.
Though David wasn't very old, God knew what he could do. God used him in a mighty way, and God will use you too. The end.